Cam, you slid in a comment during your latest rundown of this offense and what it could look like in 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Does this offense de-emphasize the offensive line, which I many times consider to be the most important unit on the field, but does it mask to a certain extent a poor offensive line?
Yes,
too.
Absolutely. Because you're going to spread teams out. So the way that they're able to disguise blitzes are going to be limited by alignment, because if they're not taking these backers or these stars or strikers or whatever, they're not walking them out, then that's an easy throw. It should be, from that FIU game where we're talking about Mike Harley being uncovered on that play on the goal line, where still nobody has found him. And I hope that they went to Marlins Park this evening and opened the doors and let him out, because nobody has realized that he was uncovered. Hopefully, when you have it spread, then yeah, you can see that. And then you have less guys to block. So now you're going man-to-man and you're blocking. You have clear assignments even on your zone blocking and things like that. And you can operate with them. I mean, the offensive line doing their job, but not being central to what you're doing. They become background singers. They don't become, leads anymore. And that will help them. When you get the ball out of the quarterback's hand quick, you're not having them, the quarterback hold the ball a long time and do that hard back to the defense play action that takes time to develop. And now I, as offensive lineman, need to block for 4 and 5 seconds. And that's hard to do, even when you have a really good offensive line. Miami didn't have a really good offensive line, so why are we trying to ask them to do that? So, yeah, you can find ways to de-emphasize the importance of the offensive line. You can find ways to scheme around them to put them in situations, again, even the big guys, in situations to be successful. If we're going to go and we're going to cut block on one play, hopefully you can be successful with that. If we're going to, down block and, if we're going to run power or whatever. So down block, you wrap around a guard, boom, whatever. But when you only have 6 guys in the box, you know what I mean? Now, if you have a quarterback run element, hopefully that linebacker is at least halfway looking at that quarterback. So now you got 5 hats on the 5 hats. And then a guy who, whoever it is, quarterback or running back, you make him miss in the hole and all of a sudden you're running. There's a play that I forget who it was that put it up, but Memphis they did beat SMU by a couple touchdowns. They were a better team, but there was a run. I remember the score. It was Memphis 54, SMU 32, and they ran power. So they down blocked, they wrapped the left guard through the hole, and then the running back followed through. And the safety came down. He was like, cool, I'm the last line of defense. And that running back lowered his shoulder and ran over him like it was me running over a 6-year-old. You know what I mean? Just truck. And then, whoop, gone, because there's nobody else home. So you let the offensive lineman, and I mean, look, at some point, you got to love blocking. Obviously, you're a scholarship offensive lineman. So if I'm that left guard and I get to come through and I get to see a linebacker who I'm bigger than, smack. And then if I hear those pads crunch, and then that running back is still running, and I get up from my block because I already done pancaked my guy, and I get up and I see the back of somebody's jersey way down there, choo-choo, let's go. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it should hopefully help them. And again, if you're in the other thing, so, okay, less narrative, more quality or quantitative. If you're in shorter third downs, that should hopefully be successful, because then you're not reacting, you're acting. I'm choosing what I'm doing to try to convert that, things of that nature. Again, you're getting the ball out quicker. So tangibly, they have to block for a shorter amount of time. There are definitely things in this offense that will help the offensive line be better by not leaning on them to do things that they're not equipped to do, like block for a long time or block lots of people or identify out of 8 people who's coming where, because we saw multiple times this year, even with 5 and 6 rushers, that wasn't able to be happening. Or that was not able to happen, excuse me.